course, that is not ideal for travel conditions, especially anyone flying through at the airport. But let's talk about the temperatures, because that's really the headline for the whole southern half of the country, really, for most of this week. We are seeing not only temperatures well above historical averages. I mean, we're in the 60s, 70s, 80s, depending on where you are, but we are challenging, tying, and even breaking some record highs in some areas. Let's talk about overall temperatures for your Wednesday. We're seeing 79 in Jackson, 81 down in Houston. We do have some rain that's going to be moving through, some possible thunderstorms in some areas as we see that storm that'll have bigger impacts to the north of us, but bringing us some rain, something to keep in mind as you're making your plans for the day. Let's talk about records, though. So Wednesday, a lot of record challenging highs. None of these are set to really break the previous record here, but Thursday, we warm up for Raleigh on your Thursday. Here's where we're going to break some records and tie some records. So San Antonio set to tie that previous record all the way back to 1925. That's when that 83-degree record was set. Houston also set to tie the previous record. This one's from 2019, but still, we'll take a tie, right? Now, Pine Bluff, you are also set to tie your previous record of 78 degrees from back in 1963. Either way, the headline is, it is warm. It feels like spring. Let's talk about that rain moving through that same storm that Jeff was telling you about. Here's how this is going to look as this just kind of moves across the southern U.S. Some pockets of some heavier rain as it passes through, and then a few more scattered showers coming in behind this Thursday overnight into Friday. Let's talk about the long term here. Are we going to stay warm? Well, for some places like New Orleans, yeah, you're going to stay above your historical averages for the next day. We're going to see that ice, and taking a look at your exclusive AccuWeather Wintercast, we're looking at some accumulation of this ice starting 7 p.m. and lasting into the overnight hours Thursday. We're going to see some snow too, but not really accumulation from the snow, just accumulation from the ice, which of course makes for those dangerous conditions on the roads. Here's the overview of this storm, all of the areas where we're looking at impacts. And Cleveland is a good example of they're in the wintry mix category, right? But we're going to see that overlap. We'll see some snow. They're not the only ones where we see snow, then freezing rain, maybe some sleet, and then rain to finish things off, which just really makes this more of a complex situation that has a lot of different impacts. So let's start with the rain and the thunderstorms. We do have this area of a very, very marginal right around the Canadian border, but not major impacts for this area. We start to see that storm move into the northeast, and we see a quick burst of snow at the leading edge that, again, will not bring major impacts, but this is just the beginning for you, highlighted in this blue shade here, a coating to maybe 3 inches of snow there. Here's the real snow that we are tracking, 1 to 3 inches for a lot of us, but into these darker blue shaded regions, that's where we get into the 3 to 6 inches of snow category. But like I mentioned, it is not just snow that we are watching in these areas. We're going to see a mix, snow and tree limbs, causing some issues there as well. So another winter cast, Boston, Massachusetts, you're going to see some accumulating snow, 1 to 3 inches, but not just snow. We will switch over into freezing rain, maybe some sleet, and then plain old rain to finish things off, which is a better